Today I'm going to talk about why it's important to fail and how to process those failures in order to reach higher and accomplish more. I'm going to use rock climbing as my example to show you how I process failure and how I use it to reach higher and higher levels.
Nice. You stuck your butt out there at the end.
Now I want to reach that 512A level. Today I'm going to walk you through me climbing a 511 CD and how I've climbed this route maybe like 20 or 30 times, and in the beginning I'd fail at the lower levels. Now this route is on an auto belay, which means that I have to get the route with one push, right? I can't, usually when you're on a rope and someone is belaying you, someone's on the other end of the rope catching you if you fall, you can take breaks and you can stop and rest and reassess and relook at the problem. But with an auto belay, you only get one shot at it. And if you slip off, you fall all the way down. If you want to take a break, you can't. I've climbed this route maybe 20 or 30 times. In the beginning, I couldn't get past the initial movements. And then it was like around in the middle. Now it's at the top where I've been slipping off every single time. In this video, I actually got one move higher on the first try, and then I got another move higher on the second try. I was going for 3 tries, and I was hoping that to get to film a successful send on this route, but I teach Aikido on Mondays and Wednesdays nights. This was last night that I filmed this, and my class started at 7, and this last try, the second try that I tried, I think I started it at 6:54, so I only had one shot, and then I had to go change to teach my class.
That's exactly where I was screaming, no, 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 because I was about to do the same thing.
Usually when you set a goal, you want to set something that's outside of your comfort zone. Failure is all about getting outside of your comfort zone. So if you're reaching for something that you have difficulty in achieving, so I'm using rock climbing as an example because hitting a 512, I've never done that before. I've never climbed a 512 before. 511As are kind of, I can get them. I'm getting comfortable with 511Bs and Cs. I've never climbed a 511D. So that's getting me way outside of my skill set and my comfort zone. So it's important to set goals like that. Now, failure is a part of that process. If I were to set a goal to climb a 512, I got on the rock wall and climbed it without an issue, then I'm not reaching out for my full potential. I should be setting goals at 516s. The same thing with, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you want to make money and your goal is to hit $1 million, and you walk out the first week you do business, you hit $1 million. You most definitely did not stretch yourself enough and put a goal high enough that you're gonna fail, right? I think it's important to fail. But more importantly, it's important to learn how to process that failure. Processing that failure is what gets you beyond those levels, helps you learn from your mistakes, and helps you grow. When I first started climbing, I mean, it was difficult to get on the easiest route. It was difficult to get up to the top of the wall. And finally, after a year, I made it to the top of the wall. But then for many years, I climbed within my level. I never pushed myself. If I got on a route and I couldn't climb it, I walked away from that route and I would say, I'm not going to try that route because I can't do it. And I would stay within my comfort zone. And what did that mean? That meant for years, I did not grow. It wasn't until I wrote a goal of climbing a 511A comfortably that I started pushing myself and accepting failure, getting on those routes that I couldn't climb, right? Before, I would steer away from those routes that I couldn't climb. Then, after I wrote down that goal, I started moving towards the routes that I couldn't climb, getting outside of my comfort zone. In the past, when I'd climb a route that I couldn't climb, I felt terrible. I'd get like a little depressed and blue and like, man, I'm down. I can't climb that route. Then when I changed my mindset on processing failure and I'd get on a route and I couldn't climb it, it became challenging. And I'd wake up the next day looking forward to climbing that route again and trying to get a little bit higher. And then when I get a little bit higher, I felt great. And then I get a little bit higher and I'd feel even greater. And then when I ascended that route, I felt a total sense of accomplishment and success because I made it there. I'm gonna walk you through this process on the wall to show you I'm ready to send that route on my next try. Okay, gonna give this one more try today before my Aikido class. Hopefully no one has showed up for my Aikido class yet. And off we are. So here I get on the wall, and these first couple of moves were actually kind of easy. Those footholds are very, very small, so it's very easy for your feet to slip off. Now, as you can see, my left hand is up to the left, and now my right hand isn't even on, it's like more like of a balance and stability move. Then this move here took me a few tries to get. Getting that foot up without being able to pull down was pretty challenging. Then to this part right here was kind of easy, but here is where I had to cross over, and these holds are like pinches, so it's very, very hard to be able to support your weight on a pinch when you're pinching the rock. But that move right there took me several tries. Then I got past this move, and then to jump up to that next move, getting this high foot up like that was pretty challenging for me. And then the next hold, it was really, really hard to hold on to that, so I had to move over to the left very, very fast. Now this right here is where I got stuck for several weeks trying this route. Every time I couldn't reach that one that I just grabbed. It was really hard to reach. Then finally last night, I got it. I got my foot up on that one. I fell on the second try. I got my foot up there and I was able to touch that last move, but I pulled on it instead of trying to use my feet.
You stuck your butt out there at the end.
Okay, I got one move higher. I touched that last move, touched that last hold, and now this is probably my umpteenth time of doing this route. Next time I'll get it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's going to help you understand how to process failure, how to look at failure through a different lens, and accept that failure as a process to achieving success instead of using failure to turn away from success. Failure is a process to success that you need to embrace and enjoy, and as you reach higher and higher levels, celebrate those accomplishments. I'm celebrating getting 2 more moves on that route. I'm excited. I wanted to go out and buy myself an ice cream, but I think I'm gonna stop eating sugar again and get back to the way I used to be. Maybe one more time when I'm gonna take my wife out to this restaurant called Sweet Memes, and I'm gonna vlog about that pretty soon, because that is a place that you wanna go to. Celebrate your small wins, accept failure as a process to success, and enjoy yourself along the way.